Is Canada still the place to live, to prosper, to raise your family? That's the question.
I am not going to speak for anybody else. There's nothing in Canada to miss.
So the more money you earn, it's like the higher you climb, is the higher the government take money out of your pay. So you're paying, as I'm up to 47% of your income in Canada that goes to tax. So it's very, 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 very tax heavy in Canada.
Don't know Jamaica Dancehall Voice like a place, you know. How we can face, you know.
Yeah, you don't know Jamaica Dancehall Voice. Girl, them #1 choice.
Alright peeps, welcome back to another video, and the topic that we'll be discussing today,
Canada.
Yes, and there are many Jamaicans living in Canada as we speak. No, as Granny used to say, foreign and prison and a better rose.
Yes, and people, my thing is, nothing is wrong with wanting to achieve something out of life. A lot of persons may go to Canada and they may be lucky. A lot of persons may not. No, a lot of Jamaicans are leaving Canada because of the work environment, the bills and expenses they have to pay, and in these times you have to just chase your dreams.
A lot of Jamaicans leave Jamaica looking for a better life, only to be misused and abused. So it is something that we have to speak about. It's a burning topic and it's something that people need to be aware of. Now, my disclaimer, nothing is wrong with you wanting to better your life, wanting to go to Canada or any other country. For that sake, it is just the expectations needs to be set.
Nothing in life will be easy. However, we see a lot of persons leaving Canada because of whether it's the working environment or it is the ability to financially sustain themselves in Canada. As we know, Jamaicans very easy to give up. So a lot of persons may go to Canada thinking that's gonna be a easier life than Jamaica. No, I'm not discouraging anybody from going to Canada, but you have to go with a mindset to work and work hard.
Now, if you are a hard-working person, you go to Canada, you do your 9 to 5 or your farm work, whatever it is, but always put God in it, always.
Working in an overseas country is not the same as working in Jamaica. And that's why a lot of persons end up going back to Jamaica. So we're going to take a listen to some of these testimonials from a few Jamaicans that are currently living in Canada to see what they're going through. So you guys can get a better idea of what we're talking about.
Yo, I couldn't wait to get home to make this video. I've been holding this back for far too long. I want to ask you people a few questions. I want to ask Canadians in particular a few questions. I live here with my family in British Columbia, Canada. The question is, why when my kids go to the playground, why is it that no white children want to play with them? Why is it that all the white children shy away and look weird or make crazy faces as if they're scorning my kids? The other question is, because I know you might be thinking it's just my kid, but why is it that other non-white parents have the same problem? What are you people telling your children? It's obvious it's nothing good about non-white people, because it's obvious in the children, and this is why racism will never go away. But you know what? I'm not doing this for sympathy or anything. Actually, I don't need any sympathy from anyone. I'm just saying I lived in a few provinces in Canada and I've seen it many times. Many times. Against me, against my wife. But when it's against my children, that's a different story. And I'm not playing around. My Caribbean people, the ones with the brain, not the ones who are trying to conform, not the ones who are trying to fit in, the ones who understand what's going on. Canada is a very, very racist country. They act and they say otherwise as if it's not true, but it's true. I've lived it. And now my children are experiencing it. I just want to say for all the racist people, the people who say they are not racist, racism is a form of stupidity. Not just ignorance, stupidity. And if you're a racist person, you are a stupid person. I see my little 4-year-old girl going to the playground to make friends. She approached children and she talked to them, make conversation when kids are playing. And if they're not black, or if they're not non-white, I should say, then it's a no-no. The kids are like acting as if they're scorning my children. growing up in Jamaica, I know that kids, not just Jamaica, I'm not stupid, I lived in the States too. Kids play with kids. They don't have to introduce themselves to each other. They just see an opportunity to play. But not these children. What is happening? What is happening? What are the parents doing? What are the parents saying? What are the parents telling the kids about black people, about Indian people, about brown people? What are the children, what are the parents doing? I have a home. I don't have to stay here and let my kids endure all this stupidity from stupid people. This Canadian life is just an experience. My people, don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. I was not fooled. But when things happen to my kids, then that's a different thing. Different story. One thing, I have to say one thing. One thing. Nothing lasts forever. Tables always turn.
I am not going to speak for anybody else. I'm going to speak for me. Personally, there's nothing in Canada to miss. When we were growing up, we were cultured that foreign is greener pasture, and America, Canada and England are greener pastures, and everybody wanting to go. And that is one of the biggest lie that could ever endow on the Caribbean people. Caribbean people rich in love, in help, in kindness, in being your brother's keeper. That is not in first world country. What happened is that they trick us, tell us to go to America to work because of green pasture. And they build up these expensive houses and charge us 250,000 Jamaican dollars, which is 2,000 odd Canadian dollars for rent. And then we have to pay those big rents, and those persons move to the Caribbean, buy houses at the waterfront, and have us maintaining their lifestyle. So they come to the Caribbean, they open up businesses, they buy out the hotels, and all of them are in the Caribbean running wholesales, running hotels, running restaurants, whilst we are the slaves in their country to help them to make their dream come true. Going to Canada was one of the biggest mistakes that I could have ever made. It not only damaged my physical health, but I was very close to getting mental health. I am not talking about anybody else, I am talking about me. The best place to live is Jamaica. It's the Caribbean. It's to identify with your people. It's to speak the same language. If you want little water, you get little water. You can get piece of breadfruit, you can get 2 tomatoes. If you're sick, you can call your neighbor. There's nobody in Canada to help you. The only thing that Canada have is snow, taxes, and high rent. And silent racism. So no, to answer your question, I forgot to not answer your question. No, I don't miss Canada because there's nothing in Canada to miss. Going to Canada was one of the biggest mistakes that I have ever made, and it cost me my health.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this, man, to all the Jamaicans that's living in Canada right now. How are you guys doing? How are you guys surviving this place? If you don't notice nothing, like your bills the same, the groceries the same, the mortgage is the same, the house price is the same, you love the weather, then this video is not for you. Just scroll past. But for the other Jamaicans, I'm gonna say this, man, how are you guys doing? Because this place is very draining, very depressing, very mindful. So every day I wake up, I'm like, I don't think I can do 2 more years in this country. I don't think I can do 2 more years here. Like, this place is very draining. And with the immigration, it just make it 20 times worse. 20 times worse. So I'm thinking every day, man, where am I going? When am I going? Is it gone? Is it Jamaica? Tell me in the comment if I'm going crazy, but this place is draining.
Any thoughts?
Yes, it's very heartbreaking hearing these testimonials coming from Jamaicans. But my take is that whatever you're doing in life or whatever you plan to do not let anybody tell you that it's not good or you shouldn't try it. Not because you hear these testimonies, it does not mean that it's going to be your fate. What you need to do is ensure that you have a plan and something you're working towards. That's it.
My advice is just keep pushing. Don't just leave. Just keep pushing, because at the end of every struggle, there's always a breakthrough. Always a breakthrough. So no matter what you go through in life, just ensure say you have a hit on your body and you know what to working towards. That's what's very important. Setting goals and working towards something.
But you do, because at the end of the day, it's not just Canada. If you go to any other country, if you're starting from scratch, it's not going to be easy. What we find is that enough Jamaicans let them good yard and go on a foreign can live worse than people who are in Jamaica. And because them not saying that that's what these people did, I'm just talking in general. What happens is that when these people go overseas, and they turn their backs on their Jamaican family members and so forth, they have nothing to turn back to. So you hear from these people. I want you guys to listen to the testimonials and make your decisions. Do you want to stay in Jamaica or do you want to pursue your dreams? Any way you take it, it's up to you. But as you can hear, people, Canada, it's not easy. It's not easy at all.
Today a Labor Day in Canada, and it's a federal holiday right across Canada. And every Jamaican farm worker have to be out there working. The only way they might not there work unless no work is not there, and they might work and they might get the $16.50 same way. Not gonna change. See, and these are the things when I talk about. I say, yo, it's a national holiday right across Canada. See, if you have the man and woman them out there work, pay the man them different. See, at least give them $20 an hour. Now, let me see the chatty Jamaican them. They will love to comment and love to chat. Bet me soon to talk about this. Because this is injustice. This is no justice to the man and woman them. We have to out there work in a sun. Pan a federal holiday. Work in a rain. Pan a federal holiday. Some place where the man in there and woman in there is very cold. And them still have to work today while the normal Canadian they just sit at home and I call it them peer.
Either Syria give me money and take it back. I'm sick of it. Is Canada still the place to live, to prosper, to raise your family? That's the question that a lot of people are asking themselves, because a lot of people are thinking about going back home. A lot of people are actually going back to their home country. After Canada is now going through an inflation like everywhere else in the world, but Canada is going through an extreme housing crisis. And it just begs the question, is it the right place for you and your family to pack up everything from Jamaica, Caribbean, wherever it is in the world, to come for a better life? Hi, if you're new here, my name is Andrea and I'm a Jamaican living in Canada, and I just like to give my perspective on how things are going in Canada, how you can come to Canada for yourself. And I want to give you guys an update on my perspective in Canada. Recently, I've been feeling like I would go back home to Jamaica. So I'm going to keep it real with you guys and let you know everything that is going on here in Canada and what my experience has been like. And for the most part, I can say that it has been positive. But has it been easy? No, it hasn't been easy. Major contributing factors to people deciding to pack up and go back home is healthcare in Canada. The access to healthcare here is just not there. In order for you to see your doctor, it's taking at least 2 weeks for you to see your family doctor. You have a family doctor, you can go online, you can book, but bookings are all the way to 2 weeks. 2 weeks. The access to walk-in clinics is just not there. So if you even say, okay, I'm going to go to a walk-in clinic, when you go, they're either full or they're closing early or something has happened. The wait times are extremely long. If you go to the hospital, I had to take Jada to the hospital the other day, and it took me 16 hours to get through at the hospital with my little baby girl, and that broke my heart. And I know that probably it's the same in Jamaica, meaning that maybe wait times are longer, but I can tell you this much, it's easier for me to access a private doctor in Jamaica. I just pay my money and I'm good to go. So for that's one of the reasons why a lot of people are packing up, and I'm seriously considering packing up and going back home for that reason, number one. Number two is the housing crisis that's happening here in Canada. If you look at the mortgage rates the average mortgage rate in Canada was $1,400. just a few months ago, and now it's $3,500. I don't know where in the world prices have increased and have actually gone back down when it comes to things like housing. So I feel like these prices are gonna be here to stay. And when I look at how the Canadian mortgage system is set up, I feel like, do I wanna purchase my forever home? Yeah, I know a property is an investment. Maybe I still will buy in Canada here, I don't know. But when I look at it now, in the next 3 years' time, what if I don't qualify for that mortgage and my house is gonna go into foreclosure? Because that's how Canadian mortgage system works here. In Jamaica, if you have a mortgage for 25 years, you have it for 25 years. They're not gonna reassess you for anything. Here in Canada, they reassess you for your eligibility on your mortgage, which is ridiculous. Here's the heavy taxes that we pay in Canada. We pay a lot of taxes. My God, when I look at my pay stub, I'm like, wow, I had to write HR to find out if this is real, because I'm expecting a lot more money than this after tax, like really. But anyways, the taxes that we pay here are so freaking high, and the fucking benefits that we get are not benefits. I am so tired, and I'm so sorry for cursing, but I am sick and tired of CRA giving me money. I'm tired of CRA giving me money and take it back. I'm sick of it. I'm so sick of it. Every single time CRA give me money, then them say I owe them. Right now, CRA is telling me that I owe them $7,000. For what? Just because I did my taxes and added my husband to my taxes, right? And he's new to Canada. Now, I call them. I've been calling them for 3 months trying to get this resolved. For 3 freaking months trying to get this. I think it's probably about 4 months now. I've been trying to call them to get this resolved, and the matter has still not been resolved, right? And I think it's disgusting that the government pretends that they're giving you a benefit, and while they're taxing the hell out of you, right? And you can't even get good service from them. You can't even get good service from them. Somebody actually hung up the phone on me the other day. Very rude, and there was no recourse. There was just like nobody that I could talk to report him too easily. Like it was just like I had to wait 1 more hour to get back on the phone with somebody. It's just ridiculous. Those are some of the major things, and I think those are really major things. You know, I just watched a video with this young man who said that he took his child to the park and no white children would play with her every single time, and he lives in British Columbia, and I have that very same experience that he has. Every single time I take Jada to the park, and my baby is so friendly. She's very friendly, very polite, loves to share, and I find that only non-white children will actually play with her. So it begs the question as to what those parents are actually telling their children. I think that if you have a good life in Jamaica and you can find your way, find your way. Find your way. You're going to be much happier in Jamaica. Find a way to make it work and to be happy in Jamaica. No one better than yard.
So a lot of my friends and family, particular in Jamaica, asking me what is my experience being in Canada, because they want to make the transition. Now, this video is not to discourage anybody from coming to Canada. If you feel like Canada is a place that you want to come and live and, you know, start your family, feel free. Don't let this discourage you. But I want to share the realities of Canada. I've been here for the last almost 60 years, and Canada has been, it's different. From after COVID, Canada has changed significantly in a number of areas. And I'll speak to some of the areas that I think Canada changed a lot in. When it comes on to taxes, Canada, I think, have one of the highest taxes in the world. So the more money you earn, the more tax you pay in Canada. It's like the higher you climb, is the higher the government take money out of your pay. So you're paying, as I'm up to 47% of your income in Canada that goes to tax. So it's very tax heavy in Canada. The other thing that I noticed in Canada is that after COVID, the price of food went right through the doors. Like literally, you can go to supermarket with $100 Canadian and you come out back with absolutely nothing. Just probably, if you get 2 bags with $100, you get a lot. Food over the last 2 years, particularly 3 years, skyrocket high. The cost of living versus what you're getting for your pay, what you're getting for to buy for food, absolutely ridiculous. The other thing is rent. No, Canada have this. So before COVID, you could get a 2-bedroom for like 1,100 Canadian dollars, $1,200. No, after COVID, the same apartment, the apartment that I live on, I got my apartment before COVID, so I got in a very comfortable rate for a 2-bedroom apartment. Now, I have some friends who moved from Jamaica, and there are some vacancies on this apartment, and they live here, and they're paying $1,800 for the same 2-bedroom. And when they move, the landlord charging $2,200 for the same 2-bedroom. So rent in Canada, it's very, very, very expensive. When you talk about the healthcare, no, Canada have free healthcare because they use the taxes that we pay to provide free healthcare. But when you go to the hospital, it's like it's no different from an underdeveloped country where you're waiting hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, like literally waiting for 8 hours. You go to the hospital from 7 a.m. in the morning, you're not getting through, and I kid you not, you're not getting through until around maybe 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening. That's when you actually get to see a doctor, because there is a shortage in the healthcare workers. There is no doctor, and you can't go to a private doctor. You can't say, all right, you have your money, so you're gonna go to a private doctor. Canada not deal with private doctor. The rich, the poor, everybody goes to one hospital. Furthermore, you can't even get a family doctor. There's a 6 months waiting list to even get a family doctor here in Canada. The other challenge with the reality of Canada is, honestly, Canada boring. Canada boring. There is nothing to do. It's good when you have like your own community, that you can have that level of culture. You know, you have the Jamaican community, you have the other ethnic groups who have their community. Community is big. If you don't have a community in Canada, man, Canada is boring. I have nothing to do. So I'm grateful that here we form a nice little community where people can display culture, you can talk your language, you can cook your food, and you just feel Jamaican. Without that being present, Canada boring. So a lot of people just work in Canada and save them money so that they can travel to different countries. That's what I've been doing over the last couple of years. Like me, I can't stay 12 months in Canada. It's not possible. It's not possible. Yeah. So at the end of the day, Canada is still good in some instances where, you know, the crime and violence is not as bad. They have good gun laws, but overall, if you're not a strong person, if you don't have community and you don't have the support, Canada is very, very depressing. And I'm grateful to be here, and I'm not discouraging anybody from coming. You can come and you may find it to be good. The other thing is I want to mention is that with this current government, what they're doing, they're reversing a number of the immigration programs that they had for people to get easy access in Canada. So a lot of temporary residents, a lot of people going back to their countries. Trust me, if you do the research right now, a lot of people going back to their countries because people just cannot afford to live in Canada anymore, or the government make it so difficult for persons now to obtain permanent residence in this country. But still grateful to be here, but I just wish things will change soon. That's just my reality of Canada.
Hey guys, so I wanted to address the elephant in the room, or rather the elephant on my TikTok page. I posted a video of me like just sitting on the train talking with like the caption that I want to leave Canada back to Jamaica because I'm so unhappy here. And I just wanted to talk about that. I wanted to talk about why I want to leave Canada, basically. I posted another TikTok video after that and I deleted it because I was like, you know what, I just want to talk more about this specific topic because it blew up and and I never thought that that video specifically would blow up in the way that it did. Many other persons that feel exactly the way that I do, and I just want to talk about that. So I'm going to do that while I do my skincare, which is why my face looks so dry. I already washed my face and I'm just going to use my The Ordinary. So guys, for those of you that do not know, and most of you wouldn't know because I don't post too much of like my personal stuff on TikTok. I do that more so on YouTube. I have a YouTube video, I'll link it in my comments. But I came to Canada in August of 2020, like right in the middle of the pandemic. And I have been here in Toronto for almost 3 years, so August this year will be 3 years. So to be honest, I haven't been in Canada for that long, but let me tell you, I want to leave. Like, I want to leave. I am tired of it. And these are the reasons why. So the first thing is that the depression and my mental health has severely declined since moving to Canada. I've never had this issue before in Jamaica, and I believe the reason for that is just because Canada is a big place. So I'm going to talk specifically about Toronto, but it's very lonely here, especially if you made the move by yourself. It's very lonely, it's difficult to make friends, and even with friends, there's just not that community, that there's not that camaraderie that you have and feel like back home, like if you're from a small island, you know. So it's like really lonely here. People are very much like, you know, focused with blinders on. They don't really see you. You know, people don't see you. People don't really stop to talk to you on the road. I don't know what it is about North America or just specifically Canada, but it gets very lonely here, and I think for me that was one of the biggest things. The second thing is, before I get into that, I'm going to moisturize with my CeraVe. The second thing is that the weather compiled with the loneliness makes it even harder, and also the weather will exacerbate certain health issues that you know may have had, but it didn't really manifest itself until you know you moved. So 6 months out of the year it's winter here. The seasonal depression is a real thing, and it's just hard. You're inside all the time. You're not getting vitamin D. You're not getting any sun. And then with the, you know, just the fact that people are really not, you know, close-knit. People don't really talk to you. You don't really have a community here. I feel like you have to be here for years to really develop a community. And you'll never really feel like you belong, if that makes sense, as an immigrant. Like you're here, but you don't really feel like you belong. I feel that sometimes. So the weather, the loneliness, and a very important thing, the cost of living. I kind of feel like, and listen, take everything that I'm saying with a grain of salt. I should have made a disclaimer. This is my experience. This is how I feel. And I don't want anybody coming for me. But I kind of feel like I was sold something that's not really, oh my God, that's not really how it is. Like, I was sold a dream. I thought that Canada was a particular way, and then when I came here, I felt like I was ripped off. I felt like it was kind of a scam. And granted, things have changed significantly and drastically over the past few years, especially after the pandemic. But boy, when I tell you, the cost of living here is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Rent prices right now in Toronto average $2,000 to $2,500 for one bedroom, $2,500. And when you compare that to the average wage that person's making in Toronto, which is around $45,000 to $50,000, that makes no sense. An average person in Toronto, an average single person living here will never be able to purchase their own home, and that's a fact. And even if you have a partner, it still will be very, very difficult, and you're going to be house poor. Food prices have risen significantly, and granted, that is that's present everywhere right now because of inflation, but coupled with the rising rent prices and just like overall cost of living just to live, right? It's crazy. So I feel like at this point, like if I made the move for like to get a better life and new opportunities and stuff like that, and to me it's like it's not really working out the way I thought that it would be. So I'm like, why am I here? The point of all of this was to come to make a better life, like to be able to afford certain things that I wouldn't necessarily be able to afford if I was in Jamaica. But honestly, it's just not giving. I'm gonna put on sunscreen. So another one of the things that make me really want to move back to Jamaica rather, is just because of the fact that it's also difficult to find a partner. The dating scene really sucks, and when I tell you it is difficult, I've actually done research on why it is so difficult to date in Toronto, or just the pool. The pool is empty. I don't know what people are in the pool, but the people them don't make no sense. That's all I have to say about that. It's really difficult to date here and to like find a partner if you are single, and you know that adds to just the loneliness, the sadness, the depression, whatever. Taxes are really high, and that adds to like the overall cost of living. And yeah, like for the most part, I feel like those are the main reasons why it's like so difficult to be here and to adjust and to like see myself here in the long term. Granted, like I am trying my best to be here and to live and to like explore and to experience everything that this city, this country has to offer, and take advantage of the benefits. So with that being said, I mean, I'm still here obviously, but I feel like in the long term that Canada may not be for me, and those are some of the reasons why. But in the meantime, in between time, I'm going to take every single thing that Canada has to offer, every benefit, every opportunity that comes my way. I'm going to take it until such time I'm ready to leave. So I hope you guys, for the persons that commented that they were feeling the same way, go and hold the faith. You know, just try to stay motivated, try to stay positive, try to meet people, try to go out as much as possible, especially now in the summertime. That's what I'm doing. And yeah, thank you guys so much again for the love and also the support on that video, and I'll see you guys.
Alright guys, thank you for checking out the channel, and remember to like, share and subscribe for the latest in dancehall and reggae music. Jamaica Dancehall Voice, signing out.